also, if you're going to do this, then let's be truthful about it, because the Holocaust isn't about race. No, it's not about race.
No,
it's about
a different race.
But it's not about race. It's not about race.
What is it about?
Because it's about man's inhumanity to man. That's what it's about.
But it's about white supremacy.
Well, but it's not about
ideal race.
But these are two white groups of people.
Well, how do we have to black
They
people
see them as white.
But you're missing the point. You're missing the point. The minute you turn it into race, it goes down this alley. Let's talk about it for what it is. It's how people treat each other.
All right, guys. So we got to talk about Whoopi Goldberg once again, because as you guys should know, she's back in trouble, back in hot water for her comments about the Holocaust and race, in which she doubled down on some comments that she made earlier this year, basically claiming that the Holocaust was not about race. Now, this upset a whole lot of people, mainly in the Jewish community, and this forced Whoopi to apologize in order to keep her job, right? She was suspended for, I think, like a week, maybe 2 weeks or something like that, but she apologized for it and claimed that she has learned, okay, that she spent some time with the Jewish community and she's learned her lessons. You guys all know how it goes, right? It's a ritual, okay? Every time one of these celebrities comes out here and makes comments like this, particularly upsetting a group of people, a religion, you know how the ritual goes, right? And Whoopi was just participating in the ritual that all these celebrities have to participate in when they make comments about a certain religion or a group of people, okay, that you're not supposed to ever make comments about, right, or criticize whatsoever. But with that being said, Whoopi is back in trouble because she came out and basically made those comments again during a recent interview, and people are upset because it showed that Whoopi did not really mean her apology when she apologized the first time, because she's now saying those comments again, and people basically started calling for Whoopi to be fired because of her comments here, and trying to correct her or educate her on race, right, and how Hitler viewed race and Jews and the Holocaust. Like, for example, the Auschwitz Museum Memorial says, excerpt from Adolf Hitler's letter on, quote, the dangers currently presented by Jewry to our nation, from 16 November 1919. This text is one of the first major statements made by Hitler with regard to the Jewish question. Yeah, so it looks like it is referring to Jews as a race. Okay, that's what it looks like. This is what this text is saying, right? That this is what Hitler definitely thought when he thought about Jews. He thought about them as a race. David Harris of New York says, to Whoopi Goldberg, take a moment to read this quote from Hitler. He says, firstly, Jews are definitely a race. In fact, he uses the word race 3 times in just a few sentences. Stop claiming the Holocaust wasn't about race. It was all about race. Please get a grip and move on. Yeah. So, again, people are trying to educate Whoopi on this question. Okay. Some are going as far as to call for her firing, right? Like this guy, Iron Ostrowski, he says, so after supposed apology earlier in the year, Whoopi Goldberg doubled down on her vile remarks that the Holocaust was not about race and instead white on white violence. Someone get this ignorant fool off air. Hey, I agree. Whoopi should be off air, right? I'm not necessarily sure if it's for these comments, but she definitely should not be on air, okay? I think she's too much of a liability for the View. She doesn't really know what she's talking about, okay? I think she thought that Jill Biden was a real doctor, right? She thought that Jill Biden was a medical doctor. Yeah, she should be fired for that comment, okay? I'm not necessarily so sure about this comment, but for that comment, yeah. Jeff Jacoby says, once again, Whoopi insists on dismissing the Holocaust as a mere white-on-white crime rather than the industrial scale murder of European Jews. Anti-Semitism, history's oldest and most toxic hatred, is surging, but Whoopi is determined to trivialize it. Lucy LePainter says, Whoopi Goldberg continues to use the Holocaust as her punching bag. We told her that her comments harm us, and she simply doesn't care. I survived the Holocaust. I survived the Nazis and the Holocaust. So I'll be damned if I'll let a comedian has been peddling a fake Jewish name get the better of me. Joel M. Petland says, accept the apologies from some people who spew anti-Semitic garbage is the triumph of hope over experience. We know that the anti-Semitism will likely reoccur, but we still hope that they learn something along the way. Alas, Whoopi just learned she could get away with it again. So yeah, I mean, a whole lot of people are upset about this, obviously. And this is probably putting pressure on ABC to do something about it because she made these comments once again, and ABC suspended her in the past for making these comments. So with that being said, the pressure's definitely on because Whoopi has now come out and issue an apology, right? She's apologized for this, claiming that she's still learning, right? Which I got questions about, right? Whoopi's still learning. I don't think you're still learning, Whoopi. I think you just believe what you believe, and there's no need to come out and to offer apologies for something that, you know, you actually really sincerely believe, because it's clear that your apologies are not real. So let's read about this, because again, she's apologizing once again. Whoopi Goldberg is rolling out a much needed apology after making claims about the Holocaust that many found incredibly anti-Semitic. Whoopi offered her sincere apologies Tuesday, telling Rolling Stone, quote, "It was never my intention to appear as if I was doubling down on hurtful comments, especially after talking with and hearing people like rabbis and old and new friends weighing in." Well, they did that last time. Okay? And you still believe what you believe. So I don't think it's that. I really don't think it's that. I don't think it's the lack of people telling you that you're wrong. I don't think that's what it is. She says she's still learning, but confirms, quote, "I believe that the Holocaust was about race, and I am still as sorry now as I was then that I upset, hurt, and angered people." No, you're not. Right? You're not upset. You're not sorry at all. As we reported, Whoopi faced severe backlash after recently telling the Times Jewish people themselves are divided on whether they're actually a race or not. Even quoting one Jewish friend as saying, quote, "Not for nothing is there no box on the consensus for the Jewish race. So that leads me to believe that we're probably not a race." Whoopi went on to double down on the notion that the Holocaust was about race from her point of view by saying, quote, "Remember who they were killing first. They were not killing racial. They were killing physical. They were killing people they considered to be mentally defective. And then they made this decision." Yeah, so here's the thing. Here's how I feel about this. Do I think Whoopi should actually be fired by my standards? No, okay? Because I don't even think her comments were that bad. I think her comments, at worst you could say is ignorant. Right? At best, I think you can say that is semantics, okay? That maybe she has a definition of race that's different than what Hitler had, okay, as his definition of race, okay? I mean, that's giving her the benefit of the doubt. I don't think she should be fired for it. I don't even think her comments are that bad. I just think it's hilarious to watch the same people who are totally fine with cancel culture, who promote cancel culture, or endorse cancel culture. In Whoopi's case, she's been hot and cold on cancel culture. Specifically, when she's at the brunt of facing the cancel culture, all of a sudden she's against it. But, you know, when other people are being canceled, she seems not to really care all that much. But I don't think that Whoopi should be canceled by my standards. However, by the standards that has been set by the mainstream liberal media, yeah, she should be canceled, right? I mean, look what happened to Roseanne Barr and the comments that she made, okay? She lost her show because of comments that people thought were racist, right? Now, Whoopi made these comments before in February. She was suspended for it. She apologized. And then she basically came back like, 8-9 months later and made the comments again. Which means that the apology wasn't sincere and she still has those beliefs. Now, again, I don't think she should be punished for her beliefs. However, if we're going by the standard that the mainstream liberal media set, then she should definitely be punished. She should definitely be fired, right? She should be fired from The View. She should lose her job, because that is the standard that the mainstream liberal media has set. Now, we all know what would happen if Whoopi Goldberg was white. Okay, she is getting the leeway that she's getting because she has some infinity stones of wokeness. Okay, Whoopi allegedly has a vagina, and she's a person of color, right? So she's gonna get a little bit more leeway than other people are gonna get on these types of issues when they make these types of comments, right? But we all know, based off what we saw from Kyrie and from Kanye that if you make, comments like this that upsets a certain group of people, doesn't matter what your skin color is, your race, whatever. Yeah, I mean, eventually, if you double down, right, you're going to get canceled, right? You can lose everything. And that's just kind of how it goes. And Whoopi here seems to be treading on thin ice. She might want to be very careful about coming out here making these comments if she doesn't want to lose anything. But I'm going to say this, and I'm going to be done with this. If you don't actually mean it, then don't apologize, right? I can't stand when people don't mean things, right? They don't mean their apologies. Like, if you said what you said and you believe what you said, then stick by what you said and say, hey, I don't believe the Holocaust was about race. And this is why. This is my opinion. I have the right to have my opinion in this country. And that's it. Stick by that. Stand on that. But if you truly believe that, don't apologize for it. Right? Don't issue apologies that you don't actually really mean. It dilutes the meaning of your apology. Now that Whoopi is apologizing again, but she apologized in the past, and it's clear that she actually didn't mean that apology. Now this apology looks like she doesn't really mean it, right? It's like, okay, you just saying it because you're getting backlash. Not because you don't actually believe it. You do still believe it. You're just apologizing because you don't want to lose your job. Again, it really does dilute the value of the apology. So with that being said, we'll see if Whoopi keeps her job. It seems like, because she's coming out here and apologizing once again, she's probably facing some backlash and some internal pressure to try to clear up these comments before she gets punished. But we'll see. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.